Hey everyone, welcome to the Royce Reports. I'm your host Royce, and get to the chopper. I don't know why I decided to do that, but hey everyone, we're here today and we'll be talking about Halo. So Halo, as we all know, has been kind of going through a bunch of stuff right now with the layoffs at 343 and that leak that came out a couple days ago about where they're deciding to take the franchise going forward. But Pierre Hintze, who is the main guy over at 343 right now, he's the studio head, has come out and said some stuff. And there's also some rumors and talks about Obsidian wanting to do Fallout New Vegas 2. So let's talk about it. So before we get into this, I kind of want to talk about what's been going on around the rumor mill first, and we got to talk about the layoffs at 343. So Microsoft decided to lay off a bunch of people at 343, and a lot of rumors were coming out about what they're focusing on going forward, and some of that focus was geared towards a potential expansion of sort of DLC to continue the story, like a lot of people expected. And that potentially that 343 were going to be shepherding the Halo franchise, sort of like how World's Edge does with Age of Empires, and kind of just get other studios to work on it and then just give the final okay for it. But that actually turned out to not be true. None of that stuff is true as of right now. And the reason why we know that is because Jason Schreier came out and stated some stuff that he knows that all these rumors are actually not true. I ran these bullet points by a few people. While it's true that 343 is focused on multiplayer, the stuff about campaign DLC being scrapped is false. I don't think there was much of that plan in the first place, and a lot of this is either wrong or just speculation. So of course this is him coming out and clarifying that is good, but at the same time, the thing that I kind of want to talk about is not the fact that, hey, like, don't worry, 343 is here to stay and all that, like, okay, whatever. What I'm here to talk about, what I want to talk about with this Jason Schreier aspect of it, is that he says that there was no planned DLC. Now that is confusing to me because of the road plan that I thought that they were going with. I thought that 343 was going to be kind of using Halo Infinite as the base, and that they were going to continue to add on to it with DLC and expansions to continue the story of what they decided to do with Halo Infinite. And because of where Halo Infinite left off, where you have where Master Chief and the weapon are at, and where the Endless come into play, we want to know about that. Like, that's stuff that you leave on as a cliffhanger, and you're not going to tell us what happens. You're not going to give us DLC. You're not going to talk about this. Like, I thought the whole point of what Halo Infinite was going forward was just a thing that they were just going to continue to add on. But I guess we were wrong about that. I guess I was wrong about that. And that's kind of a bummer because I thought that's what they were going to do with the game going forward. But so what are the plans of Halo going forward? That's the question. I don't really understand, because like, if you're not going to do that, that means you're going to do another game. And obviously the Halo Infinite just came out a year ago, but what has the team been doing this whole time? If they haven't been working on a DLC, if they haven't been working on story expansions, and they're being just multiplayer focused, what has the single player team been doing? And that's oddly enough the team that got hit the most out of this layoffs and stuff, which is, again, really sad, and I don't wish that upon anybody. That is a terrible, terrible fate, and I hope that they can get back on their feet. But Pierre Hintze actually came out and also had some words to say about the future of Halo and the future of 343. Halo and Master Chief are here to stay. 343 Industries will continue to develop Halo now and in the future, including epic stories, multiplayer, and more of what makes Halo great. Pierre Hintze, Studio Head. So there you have it. You know that Halo is still here to stay, which is awesome. Like, a lot of people were saying that this is probably going to be put on ice for a little bit, which apparently is not true, which is good. That's always good news. Also, they're saying that the stories are going to be continuing to be told in an epic way, which is what we know of Halo. Now, the thing is that 343 is not going anywhere. So this is kind of a weird thing, because I'm kind of hot and cold about this. I'm on the fence about it, because on one side, like, I'm glad that 343 is still there, because you have the studio shakeup that's going on. You have Pierre Hintze who's in charge, and Pierre Hintze is the guy that they put in charge for the Master Chief Collection. And once he became in charge, that's when the Master Chief Collection actually started to become great, and a lot of people really respect what the Master Chief Collection is today. And not only have Halo 1 through 4 involved with it, but you also have ODST and Reach involved. So they've done great work over there, and he was the one that was in charge of all that, which is awesome. And he brought that stuff back. So now that he's in charge of Halo moving forward, I do have faith in this guy, and I think that going forward, he can definitely bring back what the reason why Halo was so great in the first place. But at the same time, we know the track record of 343. This is their is this their 4th or 5th attempt at Halo? You have Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo Infinite, and Halo Master Chief Collection. Okay, so this is their 5th attempt, whatever they do next at Halo. And you know, the old saying, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." Well, this is your 5th time trying to nail Halo, and that seems a little too excessive, right? We've given them a really long leash here, and I know that a lot of people are mixed about the Halo franchise. You know, like, I'm a fan of the Halo 4 single player. I love the Halo 5 multiplayer, and I think that Halo Infinite as a whole is pretty solid despite the lackluster multiplayer. And we all know what happened with the Halo Master Chief Collection when it first launched. It was abysmal. It did not work, and it took them years to get it fixed, and it was because of Pierre Hintze. So like I said, on one side, I'm like excited to see what Pierre Hintze can do now that he's the studio head and what he can take it. But on the other side, because of the track record of 343 and the rumors that were kind of squashed about them giving it to other studios, I was kind of intrigued about that. I would love to see what id could have done. I'd love to see like what Activision Blizzard, once that acquisition occurs, what possibly Raven Software could have done, or even Infinity Ward could have done with the Halo franchise, even Machine Games. Like, these are all great studios that handle first-person shooters very well, and I would like to see their take on the Halo franchise. Now, that doesn't mean that can't actually happen, that obviously you could still have that happen where 343 just kind of takes the main story and just runs with it and continues to support it, and you could have the other studios involved in Xbox Game Studios to actually go and do their own spin on the character and do little spin-offs like how they did with ODST and Reach. I think that you don't need Master Chief to continue the story of Halo. You just need a good story and good characters and a great feel to the gameplay. So I think a lot of those studios are capable of doing that, and I hope that going forward that they decide to actually do that, because that'd be very interesting. And I just don't want the Halo franchise to get stagnant and just disappear, because I feel like we're right on the cusp of something that can end up going either way. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. So moving on to Fallout news. Yeah, I love Fallout. I'm a huge fan of Fallout. I love all the games. Well, I've only played 3, 4, New Vegas, but I love them all regardless. But the thing is, there was a recent interview with the studio head at Obsidian, Fergus Urquhart, and he had some stuff to say about the future of the studio and the future of them possibly working on Fallout. So let's take a look. So this comes from Game Pressure, which they went and they did a interview with Fergus Urquhart here. My greatest triumph, Obsidian survived. Interview with Fergus Urquhart. The last question, the dangerous one, I have to ask, is there any chance for this hypothetical new Fallout from Obsidian to occur? And Fergus had this to say: we're not working on it right now. Our plate is full with Avowed, Grounded, and Outer Worlds 2. I don't know when we're going to start talking about new games, maybe towards the end of next year. Conversation took place before Christmas of 2022. That's the editor's note. We just have to see what's going on. That's the best way to say it. There's nothing in the plans, nothing on the piece of paper that says that, but I'll stick to what I said. I would love to make another Fallout before I retire. I don't know when that is. I don't know. I don't have a date of my retirement. It's funny, you can say I'm already 52 or only 52. It's one of those two, depending on the day. My hope is that'll happen, but we'll have to wait and see. So this is just an interview, and he said this before. This is not the first time he said that he wants to work on Fallout New Vegas 2. He actually said that a couple months back as well, saying that he's open to it, but it just kind of is up to not really him. It's up to Xbox and it's up to Bethesda on what they want to do, and trying to release a Fallout spin-off, and to make sure that their plans kind of sync up when it comes down to what Bethesda is currently working on, which we all know is Starfield, then Elder Scrolls, then Fallout. And like he said, they're kind of busy over there at Obsidian right now. They're working on the Outer Worlds 2. They're working on Avowed, and something that he said that I thought was pretty interesting was Grounded. Now, this interview takes place right before Christmas, is what from my understanding. So the thing about that is, Grounded at this point would have been out for several months, and Grounded is kind of done. They've said that they're not doing any updates. They said that there's not going to be a DLC of any sorts. So I don't really know what else they can do with Grounded if they're not chasing any other form of DLC or plans at this moment. So that's very interesting of him to say. I hope that they do have some DLC planned, because I would love to jump back into Grounded. I loved what I experienced in that game. But they do have their hands full at the moment with Avowed and the Outer Worlds 2. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't work on Fallout, but the thing is, they need to also get permission from Bethesda, because Bethesda likes to keep Fallout close to their chest for whatever reason, even though it's not really their IP. And that's the sad thing. Now, I love the fact that he's openly saying that I want to work on Fallout. That's awesome. And I feel like Xbox should talk to Bethesda and be like, hey, look, this guy really wants to do Fallout again. They did a great job with New Vegas. People keep asking for a New Vegas remaster. Let's give them what they want. Let's have them do this spin-off, and it'll kind of hold us off until Fallout 5, because the rate at which Bethesda is going with these games, we're not likely to see a Fallout game until at least 2030. And that is crazy to even think about, just because we know that Fallout's coming after Elder Scrolls, and we know that they're currently working on Starfield. All the team is working on Starfield right now, and after that they're going to move into Elder Scrolls, which, I mean, if they got into Elder Scrolls full production, it would probably come out in 2028 at this rate. So I don't know what they're going to do with this. I really do hope that they give Obsidian the keys to Fallout, so that way we can kind of satiate our need and obsession with Fallout for this, and that'd be really interesting to see them kind of tackle it again. And I really need a Fallout this generation, because I don't want to go a whole generation without Fallout. But yeah, that's all that. It's nothing really much to talk about there. I don't want to like run off with this story and say that it is happening or that there's rumors of it happening. We've talked about it before. Even Jeff Grubb has stated that the words Fallout New Vegas and Xbox have been discussed inside closed doors. So this is them discussing it. This is them probably trying to manifest it into existence and try to get the fans' reaction to this. And I think that obviously we all want it. And Xbox, give them Fallout, give Obsidian Fallout, please. They do great. So I'd love to see them work on that. The other thing I'm going to talk about briefly is Gears of War. There is a rumor that Gears of War Ultimate Collection is coming. It's called Gears Ultimate Collection. That is rumored to have Gears 2 and 3 and Judgment. There was a recent podcast over with Special Nick, and he was the one that kind of had that rumor in the first place, and he shared an image of a screenshot of what Gears Ultimate Collection is going to look like. And it doesn't really look like much. It's not really much to go off of. It's just, it could have been fake. Who knows? Who really actually cares? I mean, I care about Gears, but I mean, like, who cares about a screenshot of something? I want this to actually be in full effect. I don't want a leaked image that could obviously be faked. But again, this just gives more rumors to Gears. They said that there's also a Gears 6 logo somewhere, but Coalition has even stated that they're not working on Gears 6 right now, that they're working on a new IP to kind of help them understand Unreal Engine 5 before they move on to Gears 6. So I don't really think this rumor has much weight to it, or that image has much weight to it. I think that it's really just either the Gears Ultimate Collection or this new IP that they're working on, that I feel like they don't even have Gears 6 on the horizon right now. And I hope that whenever they do get to Gears 6, that it is a fully fleshed out sequel, and I hope it's long. I really do hope that it takes a really long time, because I hope that this is the conclusion of the Phoenix story, and we can see a nice bow wrapped onto it. And I really do hope that, again, either they handle this IP in a different way where they kind of go back to its horror elements, or go back to like a different spin-off like they did with Hivebusters, because that was really fun. So what do you guys think of all this news? Do you think that Halo is safe in 343 hands, or do you think that they should have given it to someone else to kind of have the reins on it for a little bit while they try to figure out what they're going to do going forward? And do you think that this news about Fallout New Vegas has any weight, or do you think it's just more of the same old with them just kind of just talking about them possibly doing a Fallout New Vegas and keeping the fans kind of at bay right now? And Gears, are you excited for that? And do you think it's coming out this year? Let me know in the comment section below. If you liked what you saw and you'd like to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because I talk a lot about Xbox, and if you like that, it'll be right somewhere over here. But thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate you, and I hope you guys have a good one. Remember, take it easy.